Hello everyone. Tonight I'll be making beef biryani for my dinner. Here are a list of ingredients I'll be using tonight. Biryani is one of my go-to meals since most of the cooking is unattended, making it a very easy and convenient dish to make. The portion I'm making will serve about 2 to 3 people. You can certainly scale up the recipe if you're making more. The way I cook biryani is not really traditional. This is just my take on the dish and I hope you like it as much as I do. I will start by cutting the meat. I'm using a boneless short rib that I got from my grocery store today, which is quite fatty. It has a rich mouthfeel and braises extremely well. Depending on where you live, you might not be able to get boneless short rib. If that's the case, I suggest using cuts coming from the chuck section of the cow. I will avoid using loin cuts here as they tend to be on the leaner side and don't braise quite as well. You can substitute it with beef shank as well. Beef shank will give it a much more beefy flavor in my opinion, but you'll need to braise it for a little longer in order to make it tender. Whichever cut you choose to use, you want to pick one that can be cooked for a prolonged period of time without drying out. Next, we have the onions. I'm cutting it horizontally today, along the grains. I don't think it matters very much how you cut the onion in this recipe. That being said, since we'll be cooking the onion down until it's starting to caramelize, thinner cuts will definitely make our job easier later on. Moving on to the garlic and ginger mixture. I have some fresh ginger and garlic here which I'll be grating them down into a paste. You can certainly substitute it with the jarred ginger mixture if that is what you have. The jarred one will be slightly fermented, which will also give the dish a very nice flavor. Finally, we have the corianders. Here are about 4 large sprigs of corianders. I know there are people that don't really like the taste of corianders, but trust me, adding this into the dish makes a huge difference, and that soapy coriander taste will not be too pronounced in this dish. You can also use a combination of mint together with corianders, but since I couldn't find any in my grocery store today, I'll only be using corianders. Medium heat, oil in the pot. We will throw in the onions first and cook it until it's tender and starting to caramelize. Next, add in the grated garlic and ginger and stir it continuously. Once you can smell the garlic and ginger, add in the curry powders as well as the beef. Quick note on the curry powder. I'm using generic curry powder because my grocery store does not sell Garam Masala, but ideally that would be the better choice here. If a fawn looks like it's about to burn, throw in half a cup of water to deglaze it. A squeeze of tomato paste here, followed by a pinch of salt. The tomato paste will not make the dish taste tomatoey, rather it just adds a depth of flavor to the dish. Add in another cup of water, followed by yogurt, and turn the heat to low and simmer it covered for about an hour. After an hour, mine is looking pretty good, so I'm going to turn the heat off. Here's what mine looks like after it has cooled down a bit. That's pretty much it for the curry portion of the dish. You can technically serve this as it is, but since we're making biryani, we'll prep the rice next. We'll be using 4 kinds of spice with our rice. These are star anise, clove, green cardamon, and cinnamon. I'm using Basmati rice today. You can substitute it with any kind of long grain rice. I would avoid short grain rice as that produces a texture that is a little too sticky, not unlike risotto. Boil a pot of water, then add in the aforementioned spices. Then add in your washed rice. Cover and simmer the rice under low heat for 11 minutes. Once the rice is done cooking, we will strain it and scatter it on top of the curry. One important thing to know here is that at this point, you can no longer mix the rice with the curry until the rice is fully cooked. Poke some holes to let the steam pass through, then cover the pot up and cook it under very low heat for about 5 minutes. Here's mine after 5 minutes. My rice is cooked, and now we can mix it up together with the curry below. Once mixed, you can add in your remaining coriander. Have a taste for seasoning. Mine needs another pinch of salt, and we're ready to serve. This is the way I like my biryani. Every bite is flavorful, the meat is tender, and relatively inexpensive to prepare. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if you have any questions about my recipe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.